things like clean water, breakdown and removal of waste, habitats. All of these things are services provided by ecosystems. So something like the invasion of a weed can disrupt the way that whole community operates. Once a weed has covered more than a hectare of land, your chances of eradicating it are pretty much zero. The great thing about using natural enemies is that once you have them in place, they work for free. They don't cost anything. They work 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year.
Tamaligi was a major problem during Cyclone Evan because they were easily breaking and they were easily carried down by the rivers, and they blocked a lot of roads and bridges, infrastructures, and then it spread down to the village and destroyed a lot of families, low-lying villages.
Tamaligi is likely to exacerbate flooding issues because it can easily uproot during cyclones. Its debris will add fuel to the floodwater, causing blockages to riverways and destructions to infrastructures and properties.
Controlling Tamaligi will increase the resilience of the communities in Samoa. Because the less Tamaligi that we have, the more potential of our native trees to grow.
It is not enough to get rid of Tamaligi. It's one of God's creations, and it's valuable in some ways for our environment. But authorities should seriously concentrate on reinstating Samoa's native ecosystem.
I think the plant we're calling devil's ivy in Niue is probably the scariest weed I have ever seen.
It's just expanding so much that it's encroaching onto not only the forest but also agriculture, farming lands.
So the only way to get rid of it is scorched earth. You have to remove everything, and then you've got your bare ground and more weeds can invade.
It's just encroached onto rainforest and also conservation areas. So a lot of the vegetation, a lot of the trees, we have noticed that they are just dying because of these taro vines.
So if we can't come up with some better methods for controlling it, such as the use of natural enemies, it has the potential to completely destroy things like native forests.
Also, the food that's provided from our forest will be impacted both in quality and quantity, and will only get worse if we do not do anything to get this problem under control. And also, they destroy habitats for some of our key biodiversity species, such as the coconut crab.
We have tried chemicals, we have tried slash and burn. We've also, at the moment, using heavy machinery as a way to contain the area.
So taro vine is too widespread and will take a huge workforce over a few years, at least contain the spread of taro vine. And for us here in Niue, this is no longer an option. So a healthy and strong forest ecosystem will increase climate resilience for not only our environment, but also the people of Niue.
We need a collaborative approach when it comes to invasive species eradication. Climate change has really highlighted the need to work together, and we need resources that can provide a greater impact on the ground.
At the moment, there's very limited research on taro leaf vine. There also hasn't been any strong or consolidated effort to develop a biocontrol program for this weed, and it's already present and causing havoc in many of the Pacific countries.
In regards to immediate impacts, we need eradication, physical eradication, but at the same time, long term, we still need biocontrol.
What we underestimate with weeds is that there are hundreds of species and the problem is getting worse, but slowly, so we don't necessarily notice the change over time. So we do know with climate change, with increasing CO2, with increasing temperature, that is going to make some weeds more invasive. That means they're going to grow faster and have harmful impacts, even more severe than what we see now. Countries can do something about climate change and invasive species. Taking on weeds using natural enemies is very doable. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't require expensive equipment. It is something we can do.